my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sonia and I do fashion, lifestyle, beauty and DIY style of content. So if that's something you like, please do stick around and don't forget to subscribe. But let's get started with today's video. So I have now had the Dyson for pretty much a year now, and I thought it would be the perfect time to do a review of it and also tell you guys how much I use it, if I think it's worth the money, because it is quite expensive. So let's jump straight into it. That was really lame. Also today is the day my hair decides to have a really bad hair day, so please do not judge this by that. It's like third day, but nonetheless. So here is the Dyson Airwrap that I have. So let me just kind of give like a quick overview. So it comes in this big ass box. It's this beautiful brown leather. I really like it. Not the best for traveling. Personally, I wouldn't really travel with it. Then it comes with the heat map that says Dyson for you to kind of rest your tools over if you need. So this is kind of what it looks like when it comes in. So you do get quite a lot. So the first thing that you get is the hairdryer part. Now this is really powerful. When I say it's really powerful, I mean it's really powerful. My hair goes from soaking wet to pretty much dry in, I would say, like 2 to 3 minutes. I kid you not. This is super powerful. Also I use it to do other stuff like dry my nails whenever I get it done, so there's that. Then we have this tool, which I honestly really love. This is kind of the tool that you use if you want to get this really nice, perfect kind of like blowout look. Also, this is great for kind of working to frame your face pieces as well. And that's that. Then we come with 2 different brushes, which is sort of what you use if you want to like straighten your hair. Personally, this is also what I use if I need to get out of the house, or I have like a meeting and I do not have enough time to kind of like style it really well. This is kind of what I do. I just like brush it and I am good to go. So there are 2. This is the smooth thing, and this is like the firm thing. Personally, this just gives you a bit more volume than this one. Other than that, this is kind of like what you would use if you want to straighten your hair or just kind of get that blow dried look. So that's them. They wouldn't really straighten your hair perfectly. So if you kind of want like a slick, straight kind of thing, or if you're thinking of using this in replacement of a hair straightener, I would say that this wouldn't really work, because at the end of the day, it is still a hair dryer. So you are going to get that really nice blow dried straight hair, if that makes sense. But it's not going to be perfect. Also, these kind of move around. So they're really good for kind of really getting in. And then we come to, I guess, the star of the show and the reason why this product became so popular, which is their curling fingers. Let me get the other one out. So you get 2 barrels. One is smaller and the other one's a bit looser. So this is for like looser curls. And then this one is for a bit more tighter curls if you want. And they have arrows to kind of let you know which way the air is flowing, and then that's kind of how it wraps around and gives you those curls. I haven't really used this that much, and I think it's because I have shorter hair. I don't really want tighter curls. I kind of like that blow dried, big, loose, bouncy curls kind of a look. So I use this quite a lot. So that's pretty much a big summary of what all the tools are. Now, if I go into how much I use this, I will say I pretty much use this every single day. The reason being, I always, whenever I come out of the shower, the first thing I do is blow dry my hair. And then I would, depending on what kind of I'm feeling or how much time I have, I would use one of these tools. I always end up using one of these. And for other days, like when I already have my hair done and it's like the next day, I kid you not, I literally go in back with these just to kind of style it and just kind of give that like refreshed look to your hair, to look like, oh my god guys, I just came out of the salon, even though you really didn't, and it's like 4th day of your hair, like me today. I tried to salvage it. I don't think it's working. I really need to wash my hair, but nonetheless, it's something. So these, believe it or not, actually work well on dry hair as well. So if you have dry hair and before you go out, you just kind of want to fix little bits and pieces, all of these will still work. You don't have to be like, oh shit, you don't have to wait till like I wash my hair again to get these using. No, you can use them straight when your hair is dry as well, or if you want, you can just spritz it with a little bit of water, and that will kind of hold a bit longer and last a bit longer. So I kid you not, I use this every single day. Now in terms of each of the different tools, again, I almost use all of them quite frequently. Like I said, I like to go in with this if I have less amount of time, or if I kind of just want a bit more straightened look and not kind of like this, then I would go in with this and just brush it, and from soaking wet to finished and dry, it'll be done in like less than 5 minutes. I honestly am not even kidding you. That's how strong and good this is. With this has recently become my new favorite. This is kind of what I use to get those big, voluminous, fluffy hair that you see pretty much in like salon hair. And also this is great for styling your bangs or your framing pieces. This is really, really good. And if you just kind of want an overall like curls sort of a look, again, I use this quite frequently as well. And personally, I find it fairly intuitive to use, and I don't think it wastes a lot of time trying to figure it out. And if you're in a rush and you can't be bothered like waiting for it to like grab your hair, honestly, you can just like wrap it around, and that still works. So ever since I have gotten them, which has now been a year, I have not used my hair straightener or my curler at all. For the whole past year, I have just pretty much been living off this and nothing else. So when I say I use this every single day and quite a lot, I am not kidding. Now, in terms of I guess you taking this around with you for travel and stuff, I personally would not take this big ass thing because this is quite heavy, and I think it's just going to be a waste of space. So if I were to travel with this, I would honestly take just the I don't know why I closed it, just the hair dryer, this, because this will still give you the curls just like others, rather than carrying 2 barrels, and then this brush, just for whenever I'm in a hurry. And I think that is quite sleek because this is pretty tiny, or sleek I would say. Ugh, now I can't get it back in. Okay, so now let's talk about the price, because I know it is pretty expensive. Let me just bring it up to see what it is currently going for. So the current price for this is, okay, so this is currently for $799. This is Australian dollars, so it is pretty expensive. It's pretty much 800 bucks. Is that a lot for a hairdryer? 100%. It's quite a lot. Now luckily when I bought mine, I got mine from Myers, and they had a 20% sale going on, so I was able to get 20% off this, plus because this was the last one in the store and this was the display model, I was able to get a further 10% off it, which is when I kind of decided to buy. So if you think that the money if you really want it but you just don't have the budget for it or don't have the money for it, I would say don't buy from Dyson directly, because they don't have very many sales going on. But do have a look at stores like Sephora, Myers, David Jones to see whenever they have a sale, and honestly get it ASAP, because when I was looking for it, it was sold out pretty much everywhere. So I would say wait for a sale. Or I know another hack that people have used is pretty much buying gift cards, because it's cheaper that way, and then getting a discount off them and then buying it from all the gift cards. So maybe you can salvage it that way. But coming back to the 800, so 800, yes, it is a lot, but if you kind of think of it like, okay, I'm getting a hairdresser, a hairdryer, I'm getting a curler, and I'm getting a straightener. I think if you think about it in that sense, I personally feel like it makes it worth your money. Because if you were to go out and individually buy really, really good high quality, right? Because we're talking about Dyson, they are pretty much top of the range. So if you, let's say, not talking about drugstores, if you want to buy really good quality, you go ahead and buy a hairdryer, you go ahead and buy a straightener, and you go ahead and buy a curler, I think it will be pretty much the same, if not more, than what all of these together is for. So that's kind of like how I personally justified the price of them. But again, that being said, if you're someone that wants really nice, tight curls, or if you're someone that wants sleek, straight hair, then I would say this is not the product for you. Personally, I kind of really like the natural, loose, blowout kind of look, because I feel like it looks a bit more effortless. But that's just kind of the style that I like. So for me, I like the way this looks. So that's why I haven't touched any of my other tools except for this. But if you're someone that does kind of like them to be a bit more perfect or a bit more tighter, straighter, sleeker, then I would say maybe not. In terms of just the hairdryer, if you're like, I just want a really good hairdryer, I think this is pretty good. It is super, super strong. And like I said, not only for hair drying, every time I get my nail polish, I literally use the cool setting and kind of like set it all in place. So it is really, really powerful. In terms of the cons, I will say the cons is, especially if you're using the curling one, because it uses air and you're not really sitting there curling it yourself, you can a lot of the times get really messy pieces and your hair ends up looking like crazy. But that is fixable. You can just kind of go in with it and do it again. In terms of the straightening one, the brush, again, your ends will mostly be kind of looking like this. So it'll be straight, but looking like this. So that's kind of like how those tools are in terms of, I guess, just like a con side. Other than the price point, not being able to travel with this huge ass thing, and I would say just the fact that you won't always get perfection and it kind of just varies from every time you use it, I honestly can't think of another con. I feel like this has a lot more pros than it does cons. And before I bought it, I literally thought about it for a good 8 months before I went and purchased it. So I have had a long and hard think about it, and I think it was honestly one of the best decisions that I made. I am so happy with this. And like I said, I use it pretty much every single day. So I feel like I am getting my money's worth. A weird way that I actually calculate that is that however much money it costs, I have to use it at least that many times. So this is $800. I've already gotten $365 of my money done. So I'm kind of halfway through. So in about another 2 to 3 years, I will have my money's worth. But like I said, I use it every single day. I always get complimented on it. Every time I've used it, people are always like, oh my God, your hair is so good. And my hair is honestly, I would say it's one of my downfalls. So this honestly makes me like my hair, and I honestly think it is worth your money. So if you have the budget for it, I would say go for it. If not, then wait for either some promotion, or like I said, you could try out the buying gift cards hack, or honestly just have it as like your Christmas list or maybe your birthday, so that you can get, so that a bunch of people can kind of just chip in for you. So yeah, that is pretty much all that I have to say, I think. Cool, so that is it. I hope you guys found this video useful, and hopefully if you're still on the fence about buying the Dyson Airwrap, then maybe this convinced you, maybe it didn't, I don't know. But hopefully you found this useful, and if you do end up buying it, or if you're thinking about it, comment down below. I would love to have a conversation with you. And that is pretty much it. So hope you guys have a lovely day, night, evening, wherever it is you are, and see you guys next time. Bye.